How's it going, everybody? Today I want to do a review of this little 21-piece socket set and ratchet. We got it in a quarter, 3/8, and a half an inch. They both have standard and metric, and they are different size. They do come in this little kind of weird looking little tray guy. If you're here to see how to pop these guys, I'll show you here. So all you need is something to cut it with, And let's start with this little guy so I can kind of get y'all into the camera. But all we gotta do here is, once you do, you find your little tabs. Some tabs here. There's a tab there, there's a tab there, a tab there, a tab there. Just find these tabs right here. Cut them. Cut the little tabs with anything, just cut them off. And then you just pull this little guy off, and then you can pull the sockets off. So you do need some to cut the zip ties and all that, but just in case somebody, just cut those tabs, then pull the little plastic off, and there you go. You can use it now. Just, cut off your ratchet, and, the other side as well, and you can use it. Just in case somebody bought one and hey, how do I cut this? That is an option. You just do that. So, here we got these 3 socket set, ratchet and socket sets. Your 72 tooth with a 5% arching swing, which all 3 of them say. They're almost all the same. They do have a little bit of a sticker difference, as you can see. Some of the stickers are different. For the quarter, it goes for $18. This one right here, the 3/8, goes for $22, and the half an inch goes for $23. The reason I got each size is because usually if you work on like tiny little engines, most likely you'll probably go with the 1/4 and 3/8. If you go something higher, like on a vehicle, you probably go with the 3/8 to a half inch, or half inch. That's what you usually go for. And I wanted to get the set because, well, it comes with a lifetime warranty, all 3 of them. You break the ratchet, you break a socket, they'll swap it out for a new one. No problem, you just take it. They'll just maybe ask for proof if you bought it, and that's it. They just swap it out, in and out. But here in a bit, I'll go to each individual set, but that's the reason why, and it's easier to carry. You could just carry, like, say you need to work on a tiny little go-kart or something, you mostly need this set or the 3/8. Mostly the 3/8 going to use the most. You just grab it, you take it, and do whatever. So they're both should be almost saying the same thing. So all 3 are 72 tooth. They're not 90, which kind of stinks. With a quick release ratchet and comfort grip, which all 3 do come with comfort grips, as you can see. All 3 come with comfort grips. That's good. And I'm reading off of this one. High velocity socket markings, durable chrome construction. Here we're gonna start with this one, the quarter. So the standard size, we got a 3/16, 7/32, a quarter, 9/32, 5/16, 11/32, 3/8, 7/16, a half, and a 9/16. Okay, and now we got metric size. We got a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And you do get 10 of each socket on each set. So those are the sizes that are coming with as a 72 with a 5% arc on all 3. And the iron number for this quarter is 62303 with a lifetime warranty, as I mentioned. So, keep an eye on that. And it does say in the back how to cut these. So, people do usually look, trying like, how the heck do you get these sockets off? Some people cut them off and they still, you got to cut. That's like a huge man. It's just cutting this off. You're like, how the heck am I going to get it out? You probably leave the tab in there just a dimension cut there. Find the tabs and cut them off. That is the quarter. Here we got 3/8. So on the 3/8, the same thing, just with the sizes, everything's the same. We got a 5/16, a 3/8, 7/16, a half, a 9/16, a 5/8, 11/16, 3/4, 13, 16, and 7/8. That's not bad. We got a 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. They skip the 18, go to 19. They skip 20 and 21, and they have a 22 now instead. They should have kept the 20 in there. But it's a 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, and 22. They skipped a couple. So that's not good. Okay. And the model number for this guy is 61954. As I mentioned, they come with, 10 sockets on each side. And you do the same thing to cut the tabs, the same location. Only this one's going to be a little more easier to find. Just up here in the front, just squeeze and cut. That's the 3/8, 21 piece. Here we got the 1/2 inch 21 piece, model number 62304. And the sizes for this guy, we got the standard, we got 3/8, 7/16, a 1/2, a 9/16, a 5/8, 11/16, a 3/4, 13/16, 7/8, and a 15/16. They could have instead eliminated the 3/8 in my opinion. And they could have gone with the 1 inch, but whatever they want to do, we got a 10, 11, a 12, a 13, a 14, a 15, a 17, a 19, a 22, and a 24. They skip sizes again. And those are the metric sizes. I kind of don't like it when they skip sizes, but if you don't mind, but some people do. Some people need like a specific size of socket. Like, what if they need a 20? You don't got 20, or an 18. You don't get an 18 or a 16. What if you need it? That sucks. They should have at least tried a, non-skippable sizes, but they skip sizes. So basically, they want you to buy more, But this set ain't bad, as I mentioned. Say like one day you're like, I gotta do an oil change on a car, Say like you use ratchets. I don't use them much, I'm not a huge fan unless I have to. You can do it with this set. Just pull out the set, pop the little drain plug, let it drain, put it back on, tighten it up. And then just fill up the bowl and change your filter. Some little go-karts and stuff. And you do some, like, I think the Hondas, I'm pretty sure the Hondas are 4-wheelers. You have to do some kind of specific thing where you got to change the oil, then you got to open it up, change the oil ring and the filter. It ain't like, these other ones where you just pop out the filter, throw it away, and then you put a new one on. No, you got to open it up, put a new filter, and then you're done. Some of these have that option, some don't. But, the comfortable grips is really comfortable. I do have a ratchet set that have this kind of grip, and they're really comfortable to hold and use. It ain't bad, but it's not a bad size. And we do have I don't know if you can see, but as you can see, we got a 15/16 here, and you can read that perfectly fine. And this, I don't know much about the Pittsburgh sockets. I have owned some, but they're not like the chrome ones. They're mostly, actually I do have some chrome ones. I do apologize. I thought I didn't. But these are the short ones that I own. And, these guys look pretty good. I've used them. They're good for like a homeowner or somebody that just wants to repair. Somebody who has a home or just has a couple of cars and doesn't do much but oil changes, maybe an alternator. It's like a little set, maybe. You need to turn something at home. This is a good set to go with, This ain't bad in my opinion. It's a good set, if you want to start somewhere. I do have other tool sets you could go with, you don't have to go with this specific. But they're not bad. I mean, I could take them off. I'll show you the ratchets, how they function. And I'm actually curious if they fit. So we're going to cut this little zip tie off, which we just did. And he's free. Now, all we gotta do is pop it off. Okay, there we are. And so here we are. We got the 1/2 inch ratchet. Really comfortable, as I mentioned. Brand new. Alright, let's see how it sounds. There we are. That was 1/2 inch. There we are. And I feel like over time, this will get loosened up. The ratchet will probably fall off. So I'm just giving a heads up. It doesn't look like it'll probably stay on forever. It'll probably fall off, as you can see. But if you have this in a drawer, be perfectly fine. As I mentioned, I was noticing a little, how I was going to hold the ratchet, which, they could have added where your ratchet probably holds on to something, but it looks like the zip tie was doing it for them, which kind of sucks. You're going to have it tied up. what could be good for the set is having an extension. If they could have added one that goes in the back or something, that would have been useful, and something that would hold on, you know. As I bet if I take this off, we're gonna have the same issue as well. We'll see. Let me cut this off, since the ratchets are probably what's gonna give us the issue. Seems something a little odd from this set. There we go. I think I got it. Yeah, got it. And pull it off. And there we go. Okay, so here we are. Let's see how it sounds. And these are 72 tooth ratchets. I'm pretty sure if you break just the ratchet and the sockets are great, I'm pretty sure you can just swap the ratchet without having to get it from this pack. I'm pretty sure they have one just in there. It's ready to go. But as I mentioned, you know, it'll probably fall off too. You know, that's what probably will stink. That's the ratchet sets will be falling off. I'm pretty sure the sockets won't fall easily, but the ratchets will probably be the one that will probably fall off. But here we are. We got the 1/4. Let's cut the guy up. Cut him up. Pull the thingy off. And there we are. And it looks like this one's got a better grip. I can tell this one's going to be falling off easily. You know, I'm bumping into it. See? I mean, it does pop out if you're going to pull it, but you know what I mean? If you're going to hit it, it's not going to fall off easily. This one, I feel like, see, it didn't even hang on there really well. See? Immediately. Second hit, your first hit. Lost that one with 3/8. Here comes a 1/2 inch, and I'm pretty sure one hit will. I mean, if you hit it from the bottom, pop off easily. And I'm pretty sure the 3/8 is going to be used a lot more. And the only way you can polish so I can have a good grip, I thought it could work, but it won't. I could have made a little engraving here for the, you know, for the silicone. You know, they could have done it. But I mean, for the 1/4, it's gonna definitely work out really well. It's gonna stay on there. It's gonna stay gripped. It just sucks that you have to hold it on down there, you know. I mean, it's a good little set, but it's just, it could have at least improved a little bit on the little clips here where it could grab onto it, whatever, you know. Instead, you know, I could pull anything. Here, look, I can even lift the whole thing, you know, it's not even falling off. I do the same thing to 3/8, I bet it'll fall off in the next second. Look, could do it. It didn't even last long with the weight. And then here we got the inch. It's not gonna last long at all, look. Just popped out easily. It's a little design flaw, I should improve on that. Now, I'm actually curious about the sockets. I mean, we all know we're going to lose that 10mm sometime, which I'm pretty sure this one comes with one. The one, 1/2 inch, and the 3/8. All of them come with a 10-inch. We all know we're going to lose that little guy. Everyone knows that guy's going to make a run for it. Which, you know, we all don't like that. But we can't do anything about it. And by the way, when you cut those tabs off, just push it down. So it can, the little thing will pop out like, hey, I'm here. And cut them. It's just a good little thing they did. There we go. Tag is off. Here we go. We're going to do the other side. There we go. And it looks like the sockets won't fall off that easily. As you can see, I'm holding on some. See, it's not even trying to come off. It's just a good thing. And yeah, they come off. Let's see, pulling that one, will that pop? Nope. I mean, at least the sockets will stay on. I'm gonna try the, there we go, 3/8. It's already lost the thread. Maybe pulling it up. So when you're gonna pull these other ones, grab from the handle, you know, or have the ratchet just sitting there on it, and when you know grab it, just grab it. You know, I'm pretty sure some people are gonna have like this stored into their toolbox or wherever they're gonna have it stored, so they don't have to be like, oh, where's the ratchet? You know, it's all in one place. But they should have done something there where they could have made the clip a little more bigger, so it wraps onto anything really well, you know. So here we are. Well, we're getting our first little socket set almost on the loose. And I'm gonna cut this video off real quick. Let me cut all these off, so you know, give me a couple seconds. Okay, so after cutting all those off, you know, cutting all those little plastic stuff, you know, you cut all that off, all of them. We saw how the quarter socks were hanging on there. I'm gonna grab 3/8 to see if it falls, which I'm gonna give a couple wiggles. Doesn't look like it's gonna fall easily. That is good. And by the way, they're all 12 point, which I forgot to mention. Except for the small ones, they're 6 point, but the 3/8 are 12 point. And so is the 1/2 inch. It's also point all around. Just the little guy, the, you know, the 1/4 ain't. They always leave that guy out. But, you know, that ain't, you know, 12 point. But let's see. Let's grab the inch and see if it'll hang on there without having to. It looks like they will. So the suckers will hang in there. It's a good check after cutting all those. See if anything falls out, because those little tabs fell off, as you can see. Perfect time to check on that. But there we are. We cut all those, and yeah. So is this socket worth it? Socket set? Yeah, maybe. If you don't mind the little, you know, ratchets coming off, you know, you can tie it down if you want to. Maybe a little piece of wire passing through here, holding it down, so, you know, nothing, so it doesn't fall off, you know, in case you want to do it that way. The 1/4 is definitely a good little idea, you know. It grabs on, pull it out. If you maybe doing a carburetor, you know, you get to clean a carburetor off your lawnmower, you know, or put a new one on. That's like a little set to go with, you know. You just buy an extension set, which extension sets aren't bad. And also you can find these sometimes on sale. I've seen them sometimes. They were all on sale, you know. I think this was going for $17 when I got this. This one's the same way. And this one, I think I got it for $14, I think it was. Which, you know, wasn't bad in my opinion. But, you know, I like to have them. I don't mind having ratchets. Sometimes, you know, as I mentioned, you got to do a carburetor job or cleaner or something. Just pull this little guy out, go on your lawnmower, pop the carburetor off, clean it up and stuff. You know, that'll do it. You know, you don't need nothing much, you know. And just as long as you have an extension, pull out a couple extensions for that guy, and there you go. You know, it's not bad. It's kind of a good set. It's just, I mentioned, I wish they would have done something where the ratchet would hang on there. But, I mean, it's Harbor Freight over here, you know, and it's not their top of the lineup. It's Pittsburgh. But I like the stuff here because it's, you know, lifetime warranty, like that. You know, like when I see the lifetime warranty, that's pretty good. There is another set called the Quinn. I will highly rock away from those, in my opinion, and go with the Pittsburgh. They're the same, you know, exactly the same. The only difference is, you know, the grip and the ratchets are a little different. You know, they look different, but they're the same, you know. If you're just going to use it and you just, you know, going to use it every once in a while, just get these just to do that, you know, instead of the Quinn. Why waste like $10 more or a little more, like $8, depending, because they're pretty pricey. I've seen them, and they're, see if I could find them. What are the Quins? I'm pretty sure I saw. Okay, so we got a 1/2 inch Quinn, $32. A 3/8 Quinn, $28. And the little guy, the 1/4, $22 for a Quinn. That's a lot of money, in my opinion. They're all 321 piece sets, and they look like they're all 12 points. The only difference is right here is they're just painted. You know, they're just painted. Nothing new, nothing different. That's why I said, don't get the Quinn, just go with the Pittsburgh. I mean, they're the same. It's just, you know, it's a cheaper price, but it's the same. You get the same warranty and everything, you know, and it's just, you know, it's the same. Why waste and a couple dollars more when you could just buy this, the same price and everything. All right. Once again, this was 18, this was 22, and this was 23. You know, that was the difference on these three right here. Not a bad set, you know. I will highly recommend it if you are a person and you don't want to carry that big toolbox, you know. And I do have one that I use sometimes, and that I have a Craftsman as well. You don't want to carry that all the way out just to do whatever. Well, like, hey, I need to change an alternator. All I need is a ratchet and a couple sockets. Just pull this guy out, you'll do it. Or, hey, I need to do an oil change. Pull these guys out. Or a wrench set, you know. It's depending how you are. If you like wrenches or ratchets. Or, hey, you know, I just need to change my, you know, my air filter. There you go. Just pull this guy out. There you go. Or just take a couple bolts off. Inside the house, you need to tighten something down, like, I don't know, maybe some furniture's bolts starting to loosen up. Pop this guy out. Tighten it up. There you go. You're ready to go. This ain't a bad set. It's just, I wish they would have done something with this, you know. And, you know, not bad. And those sockets are really going to stay on there. So, you know, they're not going to fall off easily. But, you know, it's not bad. 72 tooth, not bad. All right. Well, thanks for watching and have a good day. And you can get these at Harbor Freight, which, you know, some people know they're from Harbor Freight. All right. Thanks for watching and have a good day.